Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now, if you've been watching my videos regularly, you'll recall that a couple of videos back I talked about my first and second all-time favourites horror anthology movie. Now the first one, if you remember, was Tales from the Crypt, and the second one was The House of Driftblood. Both Amicus movies, both true classics, and me, as I say, my all-time favourites, top two. Now, I wanted to talk about my third all-time favourites horror anthology movie. Now, this was very, very difficult because there's two movies I've got here what I enjoy equally. Excuse me. And it was very, very difficult to pick one above the other because they're both equally enjoyable and both equally, equal classics and that. Both from Amicus, and those movies are From Beyond the Grave and Asylum. Yeah, as I say, both great movies, guys, and that, and both Amicus classics and that. And so I decided to put, after much deliberation, much consideration, I decided to put them in joint third place. Yeah. So the first one I'd like to talk about is From Beyond the Grave, starring the late great Peter Cushing as a very, very sinister proprietor of a shop that sells all kinds of curios and that, yeah. And you get these different people coming into the shop, and they try to rob him and that, and they do something bad in that, and of course, like, he's wise to them, the Peter Cushing character, and once he knows they've done something, try to nick his money and that, well, of course, like, he said, shouldn't have done that, and of course, like, horrific consequences follow in terms of the person taking the item home, whatever item they bought from the shop, and it's something nasty, horrific happens to them. Yeah, oh yeah, fantastic movie, From Beyond the Grave. Watched it many, many times on TV. Had it on DVD a few years ago, and when I saw this Blu-ray, I just had to pick it up and add it to my collection. Yeah, Peter Cushing's really on the money in this, guys. He really is, as the creepy proprietor of this shop with all these curios and that, yeah. So I'll just read you the synopsises of this Blu-ray, just in case you're not familiar with it. Yeah. So Temptations Limited, that's the name of Peter Cushing's shop. Terror is in stock and in trade. Yeah, bolt the door, lower the lights, and settle in for a stylish 5-episode supernatural shocker, possessed of a shivery all-star cast. And drenched in evil, welcome to Temptations Limited, a decrepit antique shop whose unwary customers get more than they bargain for. From the wily proprietor, played by Peter Cushing, much more. Now go to the head of the horror class if you can predict who will join the ranks of the doomed from among this roll call of distinguished British actors. Yeah, a stellar cast indeed, guys, in this movie. Yeah, you've got Ian Bannon, Ian Carmichael, Diana Dawes, Leslie Ann Down, Margaret Leighton, Donald Pleasance, Nairi Dawn Porter, David Warner, and more. Yeah, fantastic movie. Yeah. So among the sinister items included for sale in Temptations Limited are a mirror, a medal, a snuff box, an ornate door. Oh, that's a fantastic story, that one, the ornate door, where Ian Ogilvy's character buys this big antiquated door from Cushing's shop and that. Oh yeah, what's behind that door? Yeah, but I don't want to go on too much about it in case you haven't seen the movie. Yeah, but don't open that door. All unleash novelty surprises for the characters and you in these wickedly horrific tales from beyond the grave. So yeah, guys, if you like a good, like a good old British horror anthology movie, this is a great one. This one, it really is. Yeah, fantastic movie. Yeah, from 1973, and Peter Cushing's fantastic in the frame and story as the wily, sinister, shop proprietor and that, and I love the accents he puts on and that, he puts on like kind of a northern accent and that, and he's got like his hat on and that, and his coat and that, his flat cap, and oh yeah, and he's very, very, very creepy character in this and that, yeah, and it's got a great twist as well, some fabulous stories, and as I say, I love the Ian Ogilvy, in particular, I love the Ian Ogilvy one where he buys this big old door and that, yeah, and all the other stories are good as well, and that, I like the one with the Ian Carmichael, where he's sitting on the train reading his newspaper. He's sort of like this upper crust business gent, and it's this old lady, this rather quirky old lady sitting opposite him, and she taps him, he's reading this paper, and she taps his paper at her umbrella. You've got an elemental on your shoulder, and he looks at her as if she's mad and that, you know, yeah. She's a kind of a psychic in that, you know, and there's a little bit of humour injected into this, but at the same time, oh, it's very, very creepy, especially at the end. And I won't give away what happens at the end, guys, but it's a very, very unsettling ending in that, yeah, yeah. Oh, Chetwynd Hayes, he wrote that story in that, you know, yeah, yeah, very good story in that, fantastic, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so a stellar cast. So that's me. That's the first one I'd like to put joint third of my all-time favourites. Excuse me, horror anthologies. That is From Beyond the Grave from 1973. The next joint third one I'd like to talk about is another awesome movie from Amicus, and that is Asylum. Yeah, again another stellar cast, guys. Peter Cushing, oh yeah, Britt Eklund, yeah, fantastic movie, yeah. So the framing story in this one, if you're not familiar with it, it involves Robert Powell, who's a kind of a sort of like he's like, I think he's a student doctor, and he goes to this creepy asylum and that, you know, and he meets the fella in charge, played by Patrick McGee. And what he's got to do, he's got to try and guess who the real Dr. Starr is. Patrick McGee takes him to meet these patients in these cells, and each one's been incarcerated as a result of something horrific happening to them in their life. And he takes Robert Powell into each cell, and Robert Powell's got to scrutinise them. He's got to look at the, you know, look very close at the way they behave and listen to the story and that, you know. And he's not too pleased with the way they're being treated, these patients and that, you know. He's got them that's sort of like incarcerated and that. They're sort of like animals, really. And Robert Powell, he takes a very dim view of this, and he sort of like says, well, you know, you could do this and that, you know, these, after all, they're people, all right, they've got mental problems, but they're still people. But he's not too happy about, you know, but I don't want to go on too much about it in case you haven't seen it yet. But again, guys, some great stories in this, and this is a fantastic release by Second Sight. So you've got your movie, reversible artwork, and then you've got your booklet, guys. There's Patrick McGee there, who interviews Robert Powell for the, you know. Yeah, fantastic stories and that, yeah. There's Britt Eklund there, guys, When Lucy Comes to Stay. Oh yeah, that's a real creepy story, yeah. And Britt Eklund, oh, she looks absolutely gorgeous in this and that, you know. Yeah, it's sort of like runs along the lines of the imaginary friend theme and that, yeah. But I don't want to go on too much about it in case you haven't seen it. But there's Robert Powell there, scrutinizer in there in the background, yeah. Fantastic actor, Robert Powell, yeah, yeah. He's very good in Jesus of Nazareth as well, you know, and he played Christ in that, yeah. Plus he's made many other good films as well, like Harlequin, you know, films like that and that, you know, yeah. Oh yeah, very good actor, yeah, yeah. There's Peter Cushing there. Oh yeah, that's a story about where he goes to this tailor who's suffering poverty and hardship, and he promises that he'll pay him a handsome sum if he builds this special suit for his son, yeah, yeah. I don't want to go on too much about it, as I say, in case you haven't seen it, yeah. That's another great story. They're all great stories in this, guys. Asylum, yeah, yeah. There's Milton Subotsky and Max J. Rosenberg, all big names in the world of Amicus Productions, guys. Yeah, they've really done a great job with this release, guys. Second Sight. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I like that story as well with Herbert Lom, where he's in this cell and he has all these dolls and that, and he controls them with his mind and that. He puts them to his head, the dolls, and he puts them on the ground, and he start walking along like. I don't know if you're a kid when you had those robots. I mean, you know, those robots were slithered, you wound them up and they slithered across the floor and that, you know, yeah. So I had one or two of them when I was a kid and that, yeah. And yeah, they slithered across the floor, these sorts of like mannequins when he makes, and he sort of like, he wills them using his mental powers to attack people and that, yeah. There's the poster art, guys. The original poster. Yeah, fantastic movie, Asylum. There's Robert Powell. Yeah, and a great twist at the end, guys. Quite a jaw-dropping twist as well. Yeah, so there you go, guys. That's the booklet for Asylum. Yeah, fantastic Amicus movie. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I never get tired of watching these movies and that. They're that good. Yeah, yeah, fantastic movie. Yeah, this is from 1972. Yeah, one of Amicus's greatest movies. Yeah. So as I say, it was very difficult to pick a third choice in regard to my all-time favourites. Top three. You know, horror anthology movies. So in the end I opted to just put them in joint third place, yeah. because I couldn't put one above the other because I like them equally. Yeah. So it's like, again, Peter Cushing as the creepy proprietor in From Beyond the Grave, fantastic movie. And again, Asylum, starring Robert Powell in the framing story as the doctor, you know, goes to this creepy asylum and has to guess who the real Dr. Starr is from the patients and that. Yeah, again, just like From Beyond the Grave. Yeah, another fantastic movie from Amicus. Yeah, oh, they knew how to make a good horror anthology movie, Amicus. Yeah, no question whatsoever. The ones they're making now, guys, I mean, I don't want to go on too much about it. I don't want to, you know, sort of like start uttering too much negativity about, you know, today's horror movies, like in regards to the anthology genre. But most of them I've been very, very disappointed with. There's been the odd one like Trick or Treat and that, you know, yeah, and the one with the where the estate agents takes these couples around these houses and that, you know, and different things have happened. That's the House on Terror Tract. Yeah, that's quite a good one. Yeah, it's quite a rare one, that as well. Yeah, I've got that one on DVD. And one of the stories that stands out for me in that one was the monkey, where this little girl, like, she wants this monkey, and she takes it back, and her parents are against it, and especially the dad. And oh yeah, all sorts of horrific things happen. Like, yeah. But I don't want to go on too much about it in case you haven't seen it. But suffice to say, guys, these are joint third in my top 3 all-time favourite horror anthology movies. Yeah. So there you go, guys. I mean, do you like horror anthology movies? Do you like Amicus? What's your favourite horror anthology movie? Leave your comments down below. I just wish Amicus were going today, like, you know, still making these fantastic movies, yeah, because these were such a big staple of my childhood. I used to derive much pleasure watching these growing up, you know, in the late 60s and 70s and that, you know. They always seem to be shown on a Friday night or a Monday night at 10:30, and I always used to look forward to them and that, you know, yeah. Tales from the Crypt, House of Drip Blood, you know, and as I say, like From Beyond the Grave and Asylum and that, you know, yeah. These are true classics. Yeah. I'd love to hope, being a writer, I hope to write a book one day about my love for anthology movies and that, and pick out some of the greatest ones and that, you know, go into detail about them. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, if you like this video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and yeah, stay safe, and all going well. I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys.